strange planet floated in the darkness of space. The stars above it were cold. The surface below was dry and cracked, filled with dust, broken metal, and silence. There were no cities, no animals, no signs of life. But that wasn't true. Life was there, hiding, waiting. The silence broke as a large alien ship entered the sky. Its engines roared like thunder as it slowly descended toward the surface of the forgotten planet. The ship was made of black metal and glowed with blue lights. Inside the ship, 6 aliens stood around a glowing map. Their skin was pale gray, and their bodies were tall and thin. They had 4 long fingers on each hand and sharp eyes that could see in the dark. The leader's name was Commander Jaren. He looked at the map and spoke in a calm, cold voice. Planet 9X17, human records call it Earth Shadow. No signals, no life, but high resource value. Another alien technician, Vorn, checked the data screen. No heat, no movement, no energy signals. The planet is dead. Commander Jaren nodded. Prepare the landing party. We will explore. Quickly, the ship touched down in the middle of a ruined city. What once had been towers were now broken bones of buildings. Crushed cars lay under the dust. Signs and symbols of the old world were half buried in the sand. Time had erased most of it. The aliens wore silver suits and carried plasma rifles. They stepped off the ship slowly, scanning everything. Their boots crunched the dry ground. Strange architecture, said Vorn, looking at a collapsed human statue. Old Earth design. Another alien, Scout Nara, replied. But the damage is too clean. This city was not destroyed by nature. Then what destroyed it? Vorn asked. No one answered. The air was heavy suddenly. A small camera on one alien's shoulder moved by itself. It turned. It saw. Nothing. But for 1 second, a shape had moved, a shadow behind the wall, watching. The human watches in the broken building high above, a figure crouched in the dark. He wore old armor, scratched and dirty. His eyes glowed with a soft red light. Under his helmet, he was the last human. His name was Cade. He didn't move, he didn't breathe loudly. He had trained for this moment. For years he had waited, and now they were here. 6 of them, scanning, talking, he whispered to himself. Alien tech, same species as the last group. They always come looking for what they don't understand. Cade moved silently across the wall, stepping over metal beams and broken wires. He checked his trapped silent motion sensors hidden under dust, laser wires stretched near walls, and EMP mines buried under rocks. He tapped a small switch on his wrist. Click. The old human satellite dish on a nearby tower began turning. The aliens below stopped. Movement detected. Tower northeast, said Nara Vorn. Take 2 scouts and check it out. Carefully, Jaren ordered. The 2 scouts moved toward the tower. Cade watched them come. Test number 1, he whispered. He held a small device, a button. He waited. Let them get closer. Click dot. The ground exploded under the first scout's foot. A silent EMP blast hit their suits. The scout fell, frozen. His helmet flickered. His rifle dropped. The second scout turned to run, but a cable flew out from a broken wall and pulled him into the shadows. Then there was silence again. 2 aliens gone. Panic, begins Commander Jaren's eyes widened. His voice sharpened. Report. Scouts. Do you copy? Nothing. Static. Then. A voice came over their coms. A human voice. You shouldn't have come. The aliens froze. That voice. It's human, said Vorn. But the planet has no life signs. We were wrong, Jaren whispered. There is life here, and it knows we're here. The last human had spoken. Retreat blocked. The remaining aliens ran back toward their ship. But the path had changed. Wires, traps, the ground was now dangerous. Something had blocked their ship doors from opening. We're being hunted, said Nara, breathing heavily. Commander Jaren raised his rifle. No, we are not being hunted. We are being tested. He looked at the broken city, the perfect trap, the perfect silence, the perfect timing. This is not a survivor. This is a soldier. Flashback, the last order far beneath the surface of the planet. In a secret underground room, an old hologram flickered on. It was a recording. A man in a general's uniform spoke. To the last soldier of Earth. If you are seeing this, it means Earth is gone, but you remain. You are our shield. You are our warning. Protect the vault. Do not let them take what lies inside. Hold the line, wait for them. And when they come make them, fear humans again. Back to the hunt, the aliens made a base inside one of the less broken towers. They set up shields and scanners. They posted guards. They were afraid now. Even Commander Geron looked nervous. He had fought many battles, seen many weapons, but this was something else. He looked at the camera feed. A shadow moved again. He's watching us. What does he want? Vorn asked. He wants us gone, Jaren said. Outside the tower, Cade stood behind a broken truck. He looked at the tower. He remembered his training. He remembered the faces of Earth's last leaders. He remembered the order. Hold the line, no matter what. Cade wasn't afraid. He had survived worse. Let's begin, he said. He walked forward, slow and silent, like a ghost. The tower was cold. The walls were cracked. Old human wires hung from the ceiling like vines. The aliens sat inside, silent, scared. The wind outside howled across the broken city. Commander Jaren stood near a flickering light panel. His soldiers, Nara, and 2 others checked their weapons. Every few minutes, one of them looked toward the windows. No, one wanted to say it out loud, but they were all thinking the same thing. Something is watching us. Broken machines, human ghost technician. Vorn walked into an old room nearby. The door was broken, rusted dot inside. He found strange machines, Earth-made computers. Most were dead. But one screen blinked. He pressed a button. The screen turned on. A recording started. Static. Then, a human voice. A woman. She was crying. They're gone. All of them. We tried to fight back, but they were too strong. If anyone hears this Earth is burning. They left me behind, but they told me someone would come back. A guardian. One last soldier. The voice stopped. Another file opened by itself. A map of the galaxy appeared, dots marked, many planets. Most were crossed out in red. Earth was one of them. A red circle blinked on the forgotten planet. Final defense. Activated. Vorn stepped back. His voice shook. Commander, this was no accident. This planet was left behind on purpose. Outside the tower, Cade moved across the rooftops like a shadow. He watched the alien tower from above. He listened to their comes. He heard their fear. He saw the heat signatures of their weapons and the slow heartbeat of each soldier. To himself, they're studying the past. Let them soon, they'll find the truth. He moved toward another building. Inside it, the walls were full of Earth symbols, eagle flags, military shields, photos of people in uniforms, and a message scratched in the wall. We lost Earth, but not the war. Cade touched the words gently. I remember, back inside Earth's last log commander, Jaren found a small metal box in the ground. He opened it. Inside was a chip. He inserted it into his scanner. A video started. A human general appeared on screen. Behind him, explosions lit the sky. Ships burned. This is General Rios of Earth Command. We are under full attack. The enemy is wiping out every colony. To anyone who finds this Earth is gone. But we are not done. One soldier remains, one warrior. His name is Cade Walker. He volunteered to stay behind, to be the last line. We trained him. We gave him everything. His mission is simple: protect the vault. Kill anyone who comes. The screen went black dot. Then words appeared in red. Project Ember. Active Esran's hands shook. He's not a survivor, he said slowly. He's a weapon. A message from Caught. The lights in the room blinked once. Then again. Suddenly, a voice echoed from the walls. Deep, calm human. You found the files. Now you understand. You came here for resources, for secrets. But this planet holds something more. It holds me. The voice stopped. The silence felt heavier than before. Nara looked around. How is he speaking through our systems? Vorn answered, afraid. He's connected to everything. He controls this whole city. A soldier built for war far below, in the ruins of a human lab. Cade sat in front of a table. Old books, weapons, and digital chips were scattered around. He picked up a small photo. It showed a group of humans, soldiers, smiling. He looked at it for a long time, then put it down. He tapped a switch on his helmet. A file played in his ear. Cade, this is Dr. Renna. If you're hearing this, we're gone. Your body was changed to survive. Your mind trained beyond limits. You can go without food for weeks. You can heal fast. You remember every enemy move. You are the last warrior. Make them pay. Cade stood up. He grabbed his blade. Soon, he whispered, aliens start breaking back in the tower. One of the alien soldiers started crying. I can't stay here, he said. He'll kill us all. We need to leave. Jiran slapped him hard. We all run. We are Zealith warriors. But even Jaren felt weak inside. He had fought battles, led invasions, destroyed whole cities, but he had never met a ghost soldier before, and now he was trapped with one. The trap, Bellivorn looked outside and saw something. Strange footprints, human footprints, leading into a nearby tunnel. Commander, I see something, he said. Where? Jaren asked. There, that tunnel. Maybe he's hiding there. Jaren grabbed his rifle. We go together. Move. The team stepped out of the tower and followed the prince. It was long, dark, and cold. The further they went, the deeper they got. Lights flickered on. Old human lights. Then the doors shut behind them. Clang. Jaren turned. He led us here. A screen turned on in front of them. Cade's face appeared. Again, but this time, he smiled. Welcome to the past. Welcome to the maze. The tunnel was dark and narrow. The alien soldiers walked slowly. Their flashlights shook as they moved. Dust fell from the ceiling above them. The air was cold and heavy. Commander Jiran led the group. Behind him were Vorn Nara and 2 other soldiers. None of them spoke. They were afraid. They had followed human footprints into the tunnel. They thought they would catch the last human, but now they were trapped. The metal door behind them had closed. It would not open, and ahead of them, only darkness. The tunnel maze lights flickered on the sides of the wall's old earth lights. The floor was cracked. Signs of battle were everywhere. Bullet holes, burn marks, broken machines. Nara looked around. This place, it was a military base. Vorn pointed to the wall. Look, a sign. Level 3 Tactical Training Zone. Jaren stopped. He brought us here for a reason, he said. Be ready. The first move the group reached an open room. It was wide, with old earth crates, broken screens, and training dummies. Strange shadows danced on the walls. Suddenly, noise, click, clack, click. Everyone raised their weapons. What was that? Nara asked. The lights above blinked, then shut off completely. Total darkness. Then a red light blinked in the far corner dot. It was a motion sensor. Then another one blinked, and another. Something was moving toward them fast. Boom. A flash grenade exploded. Light blinded the aliens. When the light faded, one soldier was gone. Only his rifle lay on the ground. Salar Vorn shouted. He was standing right next to me. Nara screamed. Commander Jaren looked around. No. Sign of Salor. Only silence. Only shadows. Message from the darkness. A voice echoed in the room. Cade's votes. You entered my maze. You followed my path now. You will feel what Earth felt. Another motion sensor blinked. Then, a second soldier screamed. His body fell. The aliens fired their weapons in every direction. Blue light filled the room, but they hit nothing. Nothing at all. Aliens panic. Vorn dropped his weapon. He's too fast. He's invisible. He's using the shadows, Nara said, her voice shaking. Commander Jaren grabbed her. Hold your ground, we fight. But the team was breaking. They were trained soldiers, but this was different. This was not war. This was a hunt. And they were the prey. Flashback. Cade's training far above. In another room, Cade watched them through old Earth cameras. He had learned to fight in these tunnels. He had trained with virtual enemies. He had memorized every path, every vent, every shadow. He whispered, 2 down, 3 to go. He moved. To the next tunnel, silent like wind. His blade was sharp. His steps were perfect. The last human was not just a survivor. He was a weapon. Ship in danger. Back on the surface. The alien ship blinked with warning lights. The AI system showed. An alert system breach. Unauthorized access detected inside the ship. A screen turned on. Cade's face appeared. While you ran into my maze, I entered your ship. You left the door open. That was your first mistake. Then, one by one, the ship's systems shut down. Engines, offline weapons, offline communications. Jammed. The ship was now dead. Like its crew would be, underground, final traps are in. S-Team ran through the tunnels. Only 3 were left now. Salar and Dren were gone. The lights kept blinking. Cade's voice echoed again. Do you know why I stayed behind? Not for revenge, not for glory. I stayed because someone had to, and I'm very good at what I do. Suddenly, the floor under Vorn opened. He fell into a pit. Jaren looked down. Vorn was alive but trapped. Leave me, Vorn shouted. Keep going. Jaren nodded and ran. Smoke filled the room. Jaren lay on the floor, gasping for breath. His arm was bleeding. His rifle was gone. The human had disappeared again. Cade could have killed him, but he didn't. He let him live. Why? Jaren sat up slowly, looking around the old Earth control room. A large broken screen on the wall blinked with blue light. Wires sparked. Dust floated in the air. In front of him was a door. It was locked, marked with strange human words. Vault level restricted access authorized personnel only. Jaren pulled out his wrist scanner. The lock was strong, old but still active. This is what he's guarding, he whispered. But what's inside? He touched the wall and opened a small panel. Inside an old Earth data chip. He inserted it into his portable device. A video started playing. Old Earth file. Project Ember. The screen showed an Earth scientist. A woman, maybe in her 50s, with a tired face and military uniform. Her voice was calm, serious. This is Dr. Ala Rena, head of Project Ember. Today is our final log. Behind her, explosions lit the sky. They're taking our colonies one by one. Earth won't survive, but we won't surrender. We chose one. One man, trained, modified, built for survival. His name is Cade Walker. He will be Earth's final answer. The last warrior. The last message to the galaxy. Cade's origins. The video continued. Footage showed Cade in training, running through fire, fighting machines, surviving deep in ice, lifting heavy weapons. Another voice spoke. His mind was sharpened, his body changed. He can survive for years alone. He'll quickly learn enemy tactics in seconds. He is not just a soldier, he is a ghost, a living weapon. He volunteered. He said, if Earth falls, I will not. Sharon stared at the screen. Now he understood. This wasn't a normal human. This was something else. They left him behind, Sharon said slowly. Not to survive, but to fight. Message 2. Invaders. The screen glitched then. Another file opened automatically. It was not a log, it was a message to alien invaders. If you are seeing this, you stepped on dead Earth soil. Turn back. There is nothing here for you. Only pain, only fire. Our last warrior does not sleep. He does not forgive. You took our stars, you burned our home, and now you've come here to take more. Then welcome, you will not leave. The screen went black. Jaren slowly stood up. Meanwhile, Vorn trapped in a deep pit below the tunnels. Vorn lay on his back, still alive. He had broken his leg. Blood ran down his face. His radio was damaged. But suddenly, rope fell down the pit. Vorn looked up. Footsteps echoed above a shadow. Appeared human Cade. He didn't speak. He dropped a water bottle into the pit, then turned to leave. Vorn screamed. Wait, why are you doing this? Who are you? Cade didn't turn, but he spoke. I'm what's left when mercy dies. Then he walked away. Jaren's decision. Commander Jaren stood before the vault door again. His hands were shaking. This wasn't about resources anymore, or glory. This was a warning from the past. We should not be here, he whispered. He opened a private line on his wrist device, one that connected directly to the alien empire. This is Commander Jaren of the Zealith fleet. Mission failed. We encountered resistance. Human operative. Unknown strength. Recommend full quarantine. Do not send more ships. A voice replied. Human? On that dead world? Yes, Jaren said. But he is not just human. He is the last war. Cut to Cade calm before the storming a quiet chamber. Cade knelt before a hologram. It showed the Earth symbol. He closed his eyes. He remembered their voices, his family, his commanders. The day they left, I held the line, he whispered. I still do. Suddenly, a warning appeared on his visor. More ships entering orbit. Enemy reinforcements. 3 ships. Eta, 2 hours. Cade opened his eyes. No fear, only purpose. Let them come. He picked up his plasma blade. Earth sent me. For this, The sky turned dark. Clouds moved fast over the broken city. Lightning cracked in the distance. On the ground near the alien tower, nothing moved. But the aliens inside could feel it. Something was coming. Commander Jaren stood at the top floor. He stared out the window at the dead streets below. His face was tired. His armor was scratched. His soldiers were either dead, missing, or broken. Only Nara remained with him. The rest, taken by the human, warning from Orbit Saren's wrist device, buzzed A. Message came from one of the 3 new alien ships entering the planet's orbit. "Commander, we are arriving in 2 hours. Do you have control of the surface?" Jaren replied slowly. "No, we have. A problem. Explain." Jaren looked out the window again. He could feel it. Cade was near. "You won't understand until you see him," Jaren said. "But when you do, it will be too late." Nara breaks down. Nara sat on the floor, holding her weapon tight. She was shaking. "He's not normal. He moves like a ghost. He sees us before we see him. I saw him in the shadows last night. He looked right at me and disappeared." Jaren didn't respond. He understood now. They were not soldiers anymore. They were prey. The first ataxidentally sound, a sharp whistle. "Zhe." Ron turned. One of the side doors opened by itself. Smoke poured in. Red lights blinked, sealed the room. Jaren shouted, "Too late!" A blur moved through the smoke. Fast, silent, silent. A flash of metal. Nara fired blindly, but her gun stopped. She looked down. A knife was in her hand. She dropped it. Blood followed. Jaren pulled her back, shouting her name, but she collapsed. Gone. Cade had struck again. And just as quickly, he vanished. Cade controls the city from deep in the tunnels. Cade walked through a long hallway. Screens on the walls showed every camera in the alien base. He watched Jaren. He watched the new ships entering orbit. He had no fear. He had the city. He had the code. He had the mission. "They want the vault," he said quietly. "They won't reach it." He typed commands into a cracked human console. Power rerouted. Turrets online. Surface drones activated. Alien reinforcements. Landers passed. 2 smaller ships from orbit began landing. New soldiers stepped out. Alien commandos. Stronger, faster, better armed. Their armor was black. Their helmets covered their whole heads. Red eyes glowed under the glass. "Find the human," their captain said. "Kill him. Burn this place." But they didn't know. The moment they landed, Cade had already seen them. He watched from the top of a ruined building far away. He studied their armor, their movement, their formation. "They look strong," he whispered. "Let's test them." The hunter strikes. The commandos moved in groups of 3, scanning buildings, searching the tunnels. One group entered a narrow street. The scanner beeped. Movement detected. But before they could react, building wall exploded beside them. Dust flew everywhere. Something moved through the smoke. Fast. One soldier screamed. Another fired. Missed the third. Tried to run but tripped on a wire and fell into a pit filled with EMP spikes. All 3 gone in 30 seconds. Cade sends a message back in the command center. The alien captain's screen blinked. A message appeared. Video feed. A rooftop camera showing Cade standing in the rain. He looked into the lens. "Your soldiers are good, but not good enough. This is Earth's last city, and I am its last warrior. Turn around or leave in pieces." Alien captains raged. The alien captain slammed the table. "This is one man. We are hundreds." Jaren, still trapped in the lower base, sent a warning. "He's not just a man. He's the ghost of a dead world. If you keep going, you'll understand what fear means." Cut to Cade, preparing for war. Cade stood in a room filled with old Earth weapons. He checked his gear. Pulse blade, charged. Cloaking suit, working. Wrist hack tool, online. Plasma rifle, loaded. He stared at the door to the vault. Still locked, still safe. They'll come for it soon. Let them try. He stepped outside into the night. Lightning lit up the sky. His eyes glowed red through his helmet. He was done hiding now. He was the hunter. Commander Jaren sat alone. The room was quiet now. The walls were cracked. Lights flickered weakly. Nara was gone. Vorn was still trapped below. Outside, he could hear the gunfire, screams, explosions. Cade was hunting the new troops and winning. "This is not war," Jaren whispered to himself. "This is a warning." He looked again at the vault door. The large sealed gate stood strong. Old Earth writing covered it. His scanner still could not break it. "What are you hiding in there?" Human Jaren asked. "What is so important that you stayed behind to protect it for 100 years?" Clues from the past, Saren turned back to the Earth. Data chip he found earlier. More files had unlocked. He opened one. A young human scientist appeared on screen. Her voice was shaken. "Project Ember, day 400. The war is lost. Earth will fall in days. But we've made progress on the Vault AI. We're calling it Sentinel. It carries the full memory of Earth. All of our tech, our knowledge, our history, everything. If the aliens take it, they'll have it all. That's why we left only one person to protect it." Jaren's eyes widened. "It's not just a vault," he said. "It's a key to all of human power." "What is Sentinel?" Another video began playing. This one showed a large machine. Inside the vault, a glowing orb connected to wires and screens. The scientist spoke again. "Sentinel is more than an AI. It can predict threats, control weapons, and learn enemy technology in seconds. In the wrong hands, it can destroy worlds. But with the right guardian, it can rebuild Earth." Jaren stepped back. He, finally, understood. Cade's not guarding a weapon. He's guarding the future of his people. If we take Sentinel, we become gods. Cade sees everything far away in a control room beneath the vault. Cade watched through cameras. He saw Jaren playing the files. He said nothing, but his hand tightened on his weapon. He tapped the console next to him. "Status, vault locked. Sentinel secure. Defense mode, standby," he whispered to himself. "He's close. He's learning too much. Time to act." Jaren tries to break in Zeron, opened a comlink to the orbiting ships. "Captain, listen carefully. There's a machine in this vault, a powerful AI. We must take it. Send all forces. Focus fire on the vault entrance. Forget the human. Break the door." The captain replied. "Understood. Strike team. Moving in now." Outside alien dropships began landing around the vault structure. Heavy plasma cannons were set up. Soldiers aimed at the sealed vault gate. The countdown began. Fire in 10. Cut to Cade. No more mercy inside the vault halls. Cade stood before a large steel door. Behind it, Sentinel waited. Cade closed his eyes. He remembered Earth, the fire, the screams. His last order: protect it at any cost. He opened, his eyes cold, focused. If they want the vault, they'll bleed for it. He moved to the surface. Fast, fast, ready. Battle at the vault outside. The alien strike teams fired their first blasts at the vault gate. It cracked. They fired again, suddenly. Lights turned red, alarms screamed. Turrets popped from the ground and from the dust. Cade appeared. His cloak flew back. He ran straight into the enemy. They fired. He vanished into smoke. One by one, he struck them down. Not hiding this time. This was his land, his fight, his future. Sharon's final realization back in the base. Jaren heard the screams over the radio. He watched his people fall. He looked again at the vault. "We thought he was a relic, but he's a firewall." Earth didn't just leave a message. They left a weapon that learns, evolves, and never stops. He stared at the locked gate. If Sentinel wakes up, the galaxy changes forever. Inside the vault, inside the sealed chamber, blue lights came on. The orb Sentinel began to glow. A voice echoed in the dark. .com.human. Authentication confirmed. Cade Walker live. "Do you wish to activate Global Defense Protocol?" Cade stood before it. He didn't answer yet. He just stared. The vault gate finally broke. A huge explosion shook the ground. Metal tore apart. Fire lit up the sky. The alien strike team stood ready. Smoke rose from the hole. Sparks danced in the air. They aimed their weapons into the dark. Nothing moved. Then the captain gave the order. "Go in." Inside the vault, the hallway was long, silent, and cold. Walls were smooth metal. Lights flickered. Strange markings glowed on the floor. It didn't look like any human base they had seen before. It looked alive. "This place is wrong," whispered one soldier. "Stay sharp," said the captain. They moved in formation. Deeper underground, their scanners beeped. Life signs ahead, but no visuals, only shadows. Sentinel is watching deep in the core. The AI, known as Sentinel, was fully online now. It watched the intruders from every camera. It tracked heat, motion, voice, and heartbeat. "Foreign presence detected," Sentinel said. "Threat level, extreme." Then a soft voice echoed through the vault. "You should not be here." The soldiers froze. "Did you hear that?" one asked. "Yeah," a voice. The lights dimmed and doors began to close. One by one, they get trapped. The alien team split into two groups. One group headed left. The other moved right. Suddenly, the right group disappeared from the map. No sound, no signal. "Team 2, report," said the captain. No answer, only static. Then screaming, then dash nothing. "Fall back," he shouted. But it was too late. From the ceiling, metal arms dropped down, sharp, fast. One soldier was pulled up into the dark, gone. Cade appears from the far end of the hallway. A door opened. Cade stepped out. His armor glowed dim blue. His weapon was drawn. His eyes cold. The captain raised his gun. "Stand down, human." Cade didn't move. "You broke into the vault," Cade said. "This was your mistake." The alien fired. The shot missed. Cade moved. Like lightning spinning, shooting, vanishing, two more aliens dropped. Blood on the walls. The rest ran. Jaren tries to warn them from a distant command station. Jaren watched in horror. He spoke into the comm. "Stop. Pull out. You don't understand. This isn't a base. It's a machine. The entire vault is part of the AI." But they didn't listen. And soon they couldn't, because Sentinel cut off all outside signals and locked the doors. Inside, Sentinel's core Cade reached the heart of the vault, a large chamber filled with light. Dot in the center, Sentinel's core, a glowing sphere spinning slowly. Holograms floated around it. Earth cities, star maps, weapon systems. Sentinel spoke. "Cade, you are wounded, but stable. Intruders have entered. Protocols engaged. Do you wish to begin full defense mode?" Cade looked at the screens. He saw how far the aliens had reached. He nodded. "Begin." Vault fights back. Every hallway changed. Walls moved. Guns appeared from the ceiling. Gas vents opened. Alien soldiers began coughing, falling. Floor tiles cracked open, swallowing machines. Drones flew from the walls fast, sharp, deadly. One by one, the intruders fell. The vault had become a living trap, and Cade was its master. The captain's last stand, the alien captain reached a sealed door. He pounded on it, screaming, "Let me out. This isn't war, it's slaughter." Behind him, footsteps echoed. Cade stepped into view. The captain turned, shaking. "What are you?" Cade said nothing, then whispered, "I'm the last line." A flash of light, a silent shot. The captain dropped after. Minutes later, silence returned. Cade stood in the middle of the hallway, surrounded by bodies and smoke. Sentinel's voice spoke again. "Threat eliminated. System stable, but more ships are coming." Cade wiped blood from his armor. "Then we prepare again." He walked back to the vault's heart. The war was not over, but Earth's last warrior was still standing. The vault was quiet again. Smoke faded. Enemy bodies cooled. Drones returned to their stations. Cade stood inside the main chamber. Sentinel's core glowed in the center of the room, but something was wrong. He felt it. A strange hum filled the air. "Sentinel," Cade said. "Status, defense successful. Threats removed, but one hidden signal remains. The hidden door on the far side of the vault's core room." A wall began to move. Stone and steel slid apart. Behind it, a secret hallway appeared. Cade stepped forward, gun ready. "This wasn't here before," he whispered. Lights flickered. On, a cold wind moved through the hallway. He walked slowly, feeling the pressure in his chest grow. This place felt old, important, sacred. The final message at the end of the hallway, a small chamber weighted. In the center stood a black box, glowing softly. It had a human handprint on it. Cade placed his hand down. The box clicked open. A hologram flickered on. A woman appeared, tired, worn, but calm. Cade recognized her, Commander Helena Ross, Earth's last general. "If you're hearing this," she began, "you are our final hope, and you are not alone." Truth of the past, the message played as Cade watched in silence. "Earth is gone. We lost the war. Billions dead. Cities destroyed. But we left something behind. You. You were chosen, Cade. Not just for your skill, but for your will. You were made stronger, faster. You were changed. Project Ember turned you into something more than human. A hybrid. More than human, the hologram continued. Your body heals faster. Your mind resists AI takeover. You are immune to alien bioweapons. We knew the invaders would come for Sentinel. That's why we locked it away and gave you the key. The screen flickered again. This time it showed Cade, years younger, lying in a pod. Around him, machines humming. We gave you everything we had left, Ross said. You are the last light of Earth. A new purpose, the final part of the message played. If the vault is under attack, then war has begun again. But Earth still has one warrior. You must decide now, keep hiding or fight back. The screen went dark. Cade stood in silence. Then he whispered, I remember now. His memories long buried started to return. The training, the pain, the mission. Incoming ships detected suddenly. Sentinel spoke. New alert, 10 alien warships entering orbit, preparing planetary defense systems. Cade clenched his fists. He turned toward the core. Show me the weapons Earth left behind. Screens lit up, schematics appeared. Railguns, orbital. Lasers, ground-based, EMPs. All, hidden, all ready. It's time, Cade said. Let's show them Earth was never weak. Meanwhile, on the alien ship high above the planet, a new alien leader arrived. Overlord Catel, larger than Geron Colder, more brutal. He stood before the stars, staring at the ruined battlefield below. He's still alive, Catel, said the warrior. An officer asked, should we land more troops? Catel smiled. No, this time we bring everything. Outside the window, warships opened their bays. Thousands of drones began to launch. Above the forgotten planet, the sky burned. 10 alien warships circled the world. Their weapons glowed red. Their engines roared. Drones filled the skies like a metal storm. In the center of it all was the alien leader, Overlord Catel. This time, he growled, we erase the last human forever. Down below, Cade prepares inside the vault. Cade stood in front of a glowing table. Screens showed the enemy ships, the incoming drones, and every weapon Earth had hidden. Sentinel, Cade said, show me the full defense grid. A map appeared: underground missile bases, hidden cannons, sky-charged EMP towers, all buried long ago. Activate everything. Lights blinked across the map. Systems that had slept for 100 years came online. Earth's final weapons were ready. Sentinel's warning Sentinel's voice echoed through the chamber. Enemy forces, 50,000 drones, 10 warships, 1 Overlord-class command ship. Estimated time to impact, 9 minutes. Cade nodded. Then we finish what they started. He placed his hand on the command core. No more running, no more hiding. This is Earth's last war. The sky opens from above. The first wave arrived. Thousands of alien drones flew down fast, sharp, deadly. They fired energy beams that melted stone. Trees exploded. Hills vanished. But the vault had waited for this moment. Missile pods rose. From the ground, towers unfolded like metal flowers. Guns locked on. The sky lit up with fire. Explosions tore through the air. Drones fell by the hundreds. Orbital strikes. The alien warships fired their main cannons. Blue beams shot down from the clouds, burning giant holes into the planet's surface. Entire valleys were crushed, but hidden deep inside a mountain range. An ancient Earth weapon woke up. It was a satellite cannon, long silent, now awake. It charged FWOOM. A beam of pure energy shot up from the mountain and hit the nearest warship. The ship cracked, screamed, then exploded into pieces. Direct hit, Sentinel said. 9 ships remaining. Cade joins the fight. Cade stepped out of the vault. His armor now pulsed with new power. A weapon was attached to his back. An antimatter blade, glowing white. Drones swarmed him. He didn't. Run, he charged. Slash, boom, crack. The drones fell like flies. Cade moved faster than they could track. His training, his upgrades, his purpose. All of it came alive now. Alien troops land from the remaining ships. Drop pods began to fall. Hundreds of alien soldiers hit the ground. They formed ranks, marched toward the vault. Wipe out the human, one commander said. Take the AI core. But as they moved forward, the ground opened beneath them. Old Earth traps, activated mines, flamethrowers, pulse blasts. Half the army was gone in seconds. Overlord Catal arrives. Then, the main ship opened. Overlord Catal stepped down onto the planet. He was huge, twice the size of a human, covered in armor, eyes glowing red. He held a staff that crackled with energy. "I will end him myself," Catal said. "No more tricks, no more delays." He marched toward the battlefield. The sky was fire, the ground was war. And at the center of it stood 2 warriors, 1 human, 1 alien, both ready to end it all. Cade, the last soldier of Earth. Overlord Catal, commander of the alien fleet. Everything had led to this moment. Knocking them from the sky one by one, drones from the vault swarmed across the battlefield, fighting alien infantry. It was chaos, metal, and fire, screams and explosions. But Cade only focused on one thing: Catal. The Overlord walked slowly toward him, dragging a massive energy blade behind him. "You've killed my soldiers," Catal said. "You've burned my ships now. I kill you." The duel begins. Cade raised, his own blade crafted from Earth's last antimatter core. It hummed with power. The 2 charged. The ground cracked beneath their feet. Catal struck hard. Each hit could crush a tank. But Cade was faster, smarter, trained by the last warriors of Earth. He dodged, countered, slashed. "You came to finish us," Cade growled, "but we were waiting." Sentinels plan inside the vault. Sentinel calculated thousands of battle paths. Overlord Catal, 98% shield integrity. Warning, human combatant at risk. But Sentinel had prepared something. A backup weapon deep inside the vault's core. Earth's final gift. Authorization required. Final protocol. Back on the field, Cade's arm bled. His armor cracked. He stabbed at Catal, but the alien, "You will die forgotten." The core awakened suddenly. A beam of light shot from the vault. A sound like thunder echoed across the battlefield. Catal looked up. So did everyone, floating above. The vault was a glowing sphere, pure energy, surrounded by defense. Drones, Earth's last AI weapon, Project Dawnfire. Sentinel's voice echoed in every speaker. Final protocol activated. "Goodbye, Overlord." The final strike. Cade, bruised and broken, stood up. He pointed his blade toward Catal. "This is for Earth." The drones moved in a perfect pattern, locking around the alien general. Light surged between them. Then, dash boom, a focused beam of energy struck Catal. His armor cracked. His body burned. He screamed, then vanished into ash. The silence after. Wore the alien soldiers froze, leaderless, afraid. Their ships, now mostly destroyed, began to retreat, one by one. Cade's final choice. Cade limped back into the vault. Sentinel spoke gently. "Earth is gone, but you have saved its last home. What will you do now?" Cade looked at the stars. "There are others out there, humans, maybe scattered, maybe hiding. I'll find them." He walked to the control console, prepared the ship, untouched for a century. A new beginning, the vault, sealed behind him. Cade stood at the ship's controls. As the engines lit, he looked once more at the ruined battlefield. The ship rose into the sky, heading to the stars.